Today I'll be talking about one of the most topics I really love to talk about, the ugly truth of life. And I'm going to tell you more about how I went through the negativity, the challenging pathway from poverty, from a village, from a place where I had no idea where I was going to where I am today to become a medical doctor and work in the UK. So without wasting much time, let's talk about today's video and how important you're going to benefit from. In today's generation, many young men and women are unable to achieve their goals and become successful due to the situational frustrations they are going through at some point in time. And I think the world is evolving and things are becoming easier, so people don't really want to put more effort in whatever they are doing. So I'm going to share with you some of the things I went through to become who I am. Napoleon Hill said, "If you're wise and successful, I congratulate you. Unless you're unable to forget how successful you have been, I pity you." Many people are not at the point where they will say, "I have achieved enough." And a lot of people are going through a hell of problems here and there. They are financially restrained. They've not achieved whatever they are born to achieve in life, and going through a roller coaster situations every now and days, and they are frustrated. They are not on themselves. They give up so easily, and they don't know what to do with their lives. And I get that life will bombard you with all that, but it's up to you to challenge yourself to believe that all these things that you're going through is just a process, and it's not going to be like that for the rest of your life. A lot of people are buried underneath us because they were not able to know that whatever processes they are going through is the pathway to their greatness, and because they were stagnant, they died without having to achieve anything in life. Before even going to medical school, let me tell you, I've spent 12 years of my life trying to figure out where my life really stands and what are the things I needed to do to become a doctor and work here in the UK. I had to go through the hard way. Living in a country like Ghana, where I come from, in a small city, a small locality, where there is no way you get a 3 square meal a day. In my point of view, from my personal experience, I never had a 3 square meals a day. I usually do my lunch meal, and that is it. So you see me at some point that I was very malnourished. I look as if I don't even eat at all. That is how difficult it was when I was in Ghana, trying to find my way out to study outside. I live in a small, very, very tiny apartment where 3 people were living at the same time. I slept on the floor and nearly died in a flooding event when there was a torrential rain in the area where I lived. It was a flooding area. I nearly died and nearly got electrocuted. But then things never slowed me down. I carried myself to believe that there is always going to be a pathway for me to achieve my greatness or my goals. And it's very, very difficult. It will hit you to the core. Sometimes you will not even know what to do. You are all confused. There is no direction to take. There is no financial support. There is no emotional, motivational support. You're on your own, and you need to dig deeper to know where you're going. That is what happened to me. At some point, I had no place to put my head, and you tend to give up when it gets to that level. That is why it's very important to know your projected goals. You have to really reminisce on what you want to do. If you know where you're going, if you know what you want to do, irrespective of the things that occur, that comes your way, that challenges you, you know that you'll definitely get there. When it got to a time of traveling from Ghana to China to study medicine, I got no support. There was so many things going on, and God knows best. Financially, I was able to get this financial support from my dad. So you see, when you have a point where you have set a goal, you have set a target destination, the lack will start coming in. You need to drop certain things in order for you to get to the next level. And if you're holding on to something that is not going to make you who you want to become, I think you have to drop it at the moment, because that is not going to make you who you want to become. And it's going to be like a knife cutting edge, where it's going to be very painful dropping whatever you're doing now to focus on whatever you want to do. It's going to be very, very painful, but you have to do it, because it's so difficult to get an admission to do biochemistry in Ghana. And for me to drop that degree and not knowing where I was going was very painful. But then the thing is, when you start knowing the things you want to do, that's where the luck start kicking in. And that is what helped me to go to China to pursue my medical degree. So you see, you don't have to be reluctant. You always have to progressively work on yourself. You always have to have a direction. And irrespective of where you've been and what you have going through at the moment, there's going to be a time where you will know the direction, and it will be very, very vague and opened. And that is where you know it is time. Life is ugly. You can be knocked down several times, but it's up to you to know where you're going and what you want to do and what the direction you want to take. Because if you don't have the energy, the perseverance, and the patience, you're not going to do what you want to do. Because a lot of people didn't have that. They were not told that it was going to be difficult. And I'm telling you, it's going to be difficult. If you're coming, wherever you're coming from, Ghana, Nigeria, or the underdeveloped countries, it's going to be difficult. It took me 12 years, like I said, to be in medical school and graduate and become a doctor. It takes others 5-6 years. But that is what happened to me because of the things and the where I'm coming from. So if you're living in the UK, living in the US, living in a developed country, I don't see the reason why you should give up now, because there are so many things that has been planted in the US, in the UK, in the developed country. There are so many things that has been already arranged for you to take easily, unlike me coming from, or unlike the underdeveloped countries where they're corrupt and it's who you know kind of thing. I know it's going on in developed countries, but then you can see it plain in a country where I come from. In a country where I come from is who you know. That is why I'm challenging you today to work on yourself and believe in the most important thing I want you to put in your mind. Might not know, but it is where you have to work on yourself to know that if you believe in yourself, you're capable of doing anything. My 5 points that I would like to share with you. Number 1 is don't give up. Whatever you're doing, don't dare give up. Challenge yourself to do better. And don't allow anything to let you down, because you have great things going on. Don't let it go. And number 2, learn from your mistakes. Whatever mistakes that you've done, it's not something to be critical about. Learn from it. Learn that is going to give you a heavy tool in fixing every situational problems that you encounter in life. So don't criticize yourself at all. Just work on yourself and lean back and see the good views of life. Number 3 is go through the tribulations. Don't dare say, why are you going through that? Enjoy the problems, the challenges you're going through. You know why? It is what will make you who you want to become. If you're not able to tell somebody what you've gone through to achieve where you are, there's no testimony to tell any other person or someone who is going through the same situation you're going through. If you don't have a testimony, what are you really going to tell that person to do? Number 4 is sacrifice. This is the time for you to sacrifice whatever things that you are involved in. Your time, your energy, and everything that you think you're going through this is the time, because you're going to really reap it in the future. So don't give up. Sacrifice whatever you're doing now, and earn a lot in the future. Number 5, very important, know what you want. What exactly do you want? What are the things you really, really need in your life? I would say be very specific on what really you want. It might take time for you to identify it, but you have to know what really, really plays a role in your fulfillment in life. And that is what you need to know, because if you don't know what you want, you're going to be going around that happen to get to the specific thing that you want to get to. So if you're in the same situation, the same boat with me, we've gone through a lot of things that you really want to share, just send your comment. Let us know what you're going through. Let us know what you have achieved in life, going through all these tribulations, and making sure that things are right in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you again, and take care for now. Bye.